This time it is about how to shoot rockets. I usually have two steps for rockets: preparation and execution. Preparation. Number one, read the radar first. Number two, predict movement of enemies. These two are the preparation. And number three, aiming and launching timing. Number four, use cannon aim assist and tips. These two are the execution. Number one, read the radar first. The first step is the radar again. Somebody may complain about this repetition, but I have no other way to explain. Reading the radar is that important. You can't follow the enemy after you see the rocket lead on your main screen. You should anticipate the situation in advance with your radar. Most people, especially the beginners or low rankers, ignore this part, and it is the main reason of the difficulty of rockets. Better pilots get ready in advance, even out of the rocket range. Read the radar and pick some potential targets. With this radar, you should prepare that the enemy number one would come to you, and it will be the best and the only target. With this screen, most people would focus on the F1 on the main screen, but better pilots should prepare that there can be flanking from the right side. However, you still need to read the movement of the main screen too, especially something you can't find from the radar, such as ascending or descending and exact distance. So actually there was the flanking from the right side. And this is the ideal rocket situation. The enemy aardvark is close to you, even in cannon range, and coming to you. On the other hand, if I had picked the enemy vegan, it would be a much more difficult target than the aardvark. When you shoot rockets with the same aiming to the same target in the same distance, hit rate can be still different based on the enemy movement. If it's flying to you, most of the rockets will hit, even with some sloppy aiming. However, if it's flying away from you, many rockets will miss. You need to aim better than the face-to-face. So you should find some enemy flying to you. That is the first. When the enemy flies sideways, the rocket lead changes quickly with tiny movement of the enemy. And you can't use your cannon aim assist to help you, which I'll explain later. But if you can aim rockets well enough without it, the hit rate for sideways is better than when you pursue the enemy. I think it depends on the rocket speed and the enemy speed, but I can't explain why. Anyway, as I mentioned, the face-to-face situation is the best for rockets. I have told you to avoid face-to-face many times, but rocket jets and attackers are the exception. You should make the face-to-face situation as much as you can when you use rockets. Face-to-tail situation can be good if you're close enough, like in the cannon range, but if it's not close enough, sideways moving enemy can be better. Number three, aiming and launching timing. Now this is the difficult part. If you can aim your reticle into the rocket lead well enough, I have nothing to say. You already mastered your control. But the most of the pilots, including me, can't aim perfect for all the time. Even if your aiming is not perfect, you can hit anyway in a good situation. The good situation is, as I mentioned, close enough and face to face. And if it's really close, even poor aiming, like out of the rocket lead, can hit anyway. But if the enemy is far from you or flying sideways, you need to aim better, which means better alignment of your reticle center to the rocket lead center. So if it's close enough in face-to-face situation, all of these aims are fine. But if it's far and enemy is flying not to you, you should aim well like the case C. If you're not familiar with this center alignment, please find my cannon tips first. These are not so bad aimings, but we can see A has upper right bar out of the lead, and B has 3 bars out of the lead. Make all the bars in the lead like C. That's what we should do. But honestly speaking, I can't do the case C that much, and even for A or B. So my approach here is launch timing. Expect the enemy movement and set your reticle in advance and wait. When the rocket lead comes to your reticle, launch the rocket. So not following the rocket lead with your reticle, but set your reticle for the future first and wait the rocket lead to come. I would explain more with some video later. I have 2 ways to launch rockets. A. Automatic fire. Continuous shots in a face-to-face situation or close distance. B. Burst fire. Discrete shots one by one in a turning or far distance. When the enemy is close or face-to-face situation, use automatic fire. When the enemy is far or flying sideways, use burst fire. You can see this later with my replays too. Number 4, cannon aim assist and tips. When the enemy is in your cannon range, cannon aim assist can help you to aim your rockets. First, like the artwork, when a cannon reticle is in the rocket lead or around it, it's easy to use. Just shoot cannons and rockets at the same time, and you can turn your jet more to the rocket lead for better aiming. With the cannon aim assist on, your jet doesn't turn that much from the cannon target. Second, like the vegan, when a cannon reticle is far from the rocket lead, decide what to focus. If you can't turn enough to the rocket lead, just focus on the cannons only. But if you can turn more to the rocket lead, then give up the cannons and focus on the rockets. So in this screen, you should follow the direction from the cannon target to the rocket lead, like the red line. Of course, even I can't turn exactly with that angle, but we should try it. And when your reticle is in the yellow circle, which means you turned too much, you can shoot your cannon to make your turn less. But if you keep pushing it, reticle goes into the red circle. Then you should release your cannon button. So in this case, your cannons are not for the damage, but for the better rocket aiming. On the other hand, I can focus on the cannon first, and if I realize that I can turn more to the lead, I set the direction and push it more to the rocket lead in advance, even it doesn't move that much yet. Then I can just release my cannon and turn more to the lead. So the key point of this tip is you can use cannon aim assist to help your rocket aiming. Set your jet direction as the red line and turn your cannons on and off. Then your reticle would move like those 2 red arrows. You can see this in my replays too. Let's check the replays. So first engagement, check the radar, and predict rocket lead in advance. Also A10 potential target, and it worked. So reading the radar is that important. And also here, I already checked the radar, and number 4 can be my potential target. And actually it is running away from me. And this is what I explained. Actually, when it moves to sideways, that is not that bad target. And also I can't aim like perfect. So I move my reticle first and wait the enemy comes there, then shoot. Like move further, wait, shoot. and move further and wait and shoot. Also here, I read the radar and I see number 3, 4 can be my potential target. And I use my cannon aim assist first to follow the enemy and shoot rocket. Also here with the radar and A10. Radar again, number 4. Not the ideal target, so I just aimed rockets without cannon aim assist and finished it with cannons. Here I recognize number 2. Cannons and rockets at the same time. Also number 3 from the radar, I used rocket and finished with cannons. And this is what I explained. It was a bad decision. Typhoon was better and easier target, but I was fixated to the A10. And it shows rockets are more difficult when you chase the enemy. I may have finished A10 if I had more ammo, but still, it was a bad decision. So if I had checked properly and focused on the Typhoon, then I would have killed the easy target. And you can see the cannon target and rocket lead are like uh, overlapped, so that's really easy target. But I was fixated to the A10, and I made a bad decision. So I couldn't finish it. And here I read the radar, and all of the 3 enemies are coming to me. And on the main screen, I realized that A10 has quite low HP and that's slow big plane. So each target. So I switched it to first, and I divide and conquer all these jets. And here I read the radar. Number 1 can be my target, covered. And I read the radar and Draken. Also, you can see me use the cannon aim assist to follow the jet first and set the direction and release the cannon and focus on the rockets. So cannons on to follow and off for the rockets and finish it with my rockets. Also here, as I explained, enemy moving to sideways, move in advance and shoot. Also here, I anticipated the rocket lead on the main screen, then shoot. I just couldn't finish it. But it was close enough so you can see me. I don't have any more bullets, but it was close enough so I was able to finish it with just manual rocket aiming. So as I explained, preparation and execution. Number one, read the radar first. Number two, predict movement of enemies. Number three, aiming and launching timing. And number four, cannon aim assist and tips. I hope this tip helps you. Thank you.